Hey everyone, this is JDAster64 bringing you the 10th and final part of my Pre-Hooktail Pit Runner, where we take on, who else? Bonetail.
The final boss of the Pit of 100 Trials, and the thing is, you might be thinking, oh my gosh, you're fighting Bonetail, you're only at chapter 1, you haven't even fought Hooktail, but the thing is, I was leveled up a whole lot during the Pit of 100 Trials, so this isn't as bad as you think it is.
By this point, you're all but guaranteed to be level 21 or 2, so you'll have upwards of 50 HP, decent FB, and some fairly decent badges to combat it with, particularly Fire Drive, since he's defense piercing.
Oh yeah, you mentioned he has 2 defense, which means, you're not going to be doing any damage to him unless... Oh, I remember, you have 4+, so you can directly do 1.
It is kind of nice, though, that if you're completely out of FP, that doesn't leave you without an option. Sadly,
That's true, but I was just thinking...
Since he has absolute immunity to every status effect that he isn't burned.
Lucky you, at least for the burn.
Thought I might as well get rid of some of these excess items while I still have Goombella alive, though.
Oh, yeah, I just realized, yeah, you're not going to be relying off of any negative rush P partner, so you're not going to be getting in a huge chunk of damage from Goombella, are you?
Nope, not really. She can't do anything.
Yeah, this battle's going to last quite a bit longer than a typical Pre-Hooktail Pit of Trials Bonetail run.
Not really. I usually have my partners die in a matter of turns anyway. I mean, once you get the breath attack, you pretty much have to guard that if you don't want to get hit by the status effect that can cause. I guess you can base it depending on which breath it is, so you can weigh the risk. It's not really fun getting hit by any of them. Fuse, Tiny, Sleep, and Freeze, I believe. None of which are any fun.
Yeah.
Interesting audience, by the way. This is one where I definitely should have had Unsimplifier on, since the beauties regenerate really fast. Once you have 124 audience, you can fill up the entire Stargate on a good attack with a Stylish.
Oh, wow.
And it only takes like 39, I think, without Unsimplifier on to fill it halfway. So normally it's really risky to assume you'll have 124 in the audience at all times, but here, the beauties come back so fast that you're going to stay above that unless you have something that makes them run away.
Fair points, but on the topic of the audience, if you have an all Dullbones audience, you just... Yes.
It's been done, and you can still use Appeal. If you have Super Appeal P, you can get it full in two appeals. It's just so much more difficult. You better be good at Super Guarding.
Oh yeah. On that note, Bonetail has a unsuperguardable attack, his bite. Just, you can't do anything with that.
That's true. I've heard that theorized that was the case because of the bite attack that a Hooktail does when you choose the wrong option on the dialogue boxes, and they didn't want you to be able to guard that. And so I guess they just left that unchanged for Gloomtail and Bonetail as well.
If I remember correctly, though, you can get lucky on the bites.
This is true.
So...
Huh. Now I wonder, is it possible to get lucky on the Hooktail bite then? Since you can get pretty lucky before that. Might have to try that.
Yeah. It is worth noting, I do think you do have Poops on live, and you could have him toss out a few items, but are you even going to bother bringing them up?
I don't think so. I don't recall what I have, but he's only at 4 HP, so he'd die in a single attack. I don't think I have much of use anyway. I think I have a Shooting Star, that's about it. I do have the Ultra Shroom for the Mazy Daisy if I wanted to use that, but I don't think I end up using it. I also have the Super Shroom I got some time ago, I believe.
There you go. What we're going to be seeing for basically the rest of this battle actually is what I like to call a stable time loop. That is, we're going to be constantly attacking with Fire Drive, Sweet Treating, and going through the battle and the Dried Shroom. But the idea is we'll be able to heal back all the HP we get from Bonetail with each Sweet Treat we do, theoretically. And as long as we can maintain that, we could stay in a battle with Bonetail forever.
The trick is just being able to super guard the stomp attack. I'm not terribly good at it. I think I get it 3 or 4 times in total. But yeah, if you guard, you can guard the breath and super guard that. And with Lucky Day and Pretty Lucky, you're pretty much guaranteed to never run out of health, unless you just happen to get a particularly unlucky streak.
Pity
You let
flower.
yourself get, or you let yourself get hit by a bad status limit. I think that one would have knocked you asleep or frozen you. I forgot the colors.
The white
That one was
probably
white.
tiny if I had to guess. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure the green one is sleep, and I know the blue one is frost. Not sure which the white and purple are.
Ooh.
Ooh, hey,
Hey, I got it.
there you go.
Double star
Slot
power.
machine!
Unfortunately, that won't help me out too much, since, I mean, I guess I'll get a full star gauge on the next couple of fire drives, but that won't help since I'm already getting that. I guess I'm not without an unsimplifier, so I might get to use that once.
Oh yeah, I think when I did this, I went into the battle with Simplifier, but that has the exact opposite effect. You're not gaining star powers quickly,
That's true.
and it doesn't even help with the guard or super guard.
Yeah, that's true, because it rounds down. Presumably it has a formula that just uses the floor on for the number of frames you can guard, and it ends up not changing it at all for one simplifier. For 2 simplifiers, it does, in fact, increase the amount of time you have to guard from 3 to 4 frames for a super guard and 8 to 9 for a normal one. Not much of a difference, but it helps. Unsimplifier does cut it by 1, though. You only have a measly 2 frames to super guard.
Oh yeah.
Interestingly enough, is it with 2 or with 3 unsimplifiers on, you can actually reduce the super guard's timing to a single guard, or a single frame.
I want to say the second unsimplifier already does that. The third unsimplifier doesn't make it any more difficult.
It'd be funny if, like, 3 would make it completely impossible. That would be pretty
Yeah, I want to say the third unsimplifier does make the guard more difficult at 5 frames, but it doesn't change the super guard frame window because it's already at 1 frame and there's no more lore to go. I still find it amazing that some people could go through this game with 1 unsimplifier, still super guard pretty consistently, although I haven't seen somebody be able to do it consistently at 2.
And it's funny, these are really tight windows compared to the action commands, presumably. I presume they're a lot more lenient. I know for a fact in Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga, nothing has less than a 6-frame window on the throws attacks, except for, like, if you've done one of the infinite looping advanced commands, like 6 or 7 times. Nothing's less than a 10th of a second. Other than that, and I think even those only go down to 3 frames. Although there are a couple of guards in that game, particularly, I don't know if you haven't played it, but the Gutter Guy's slow cannonball attack on Mario, you have 2 frames to die. And that was probably just like an oversight on their part, because Mario's jump is so much harder to time since it's faster. It's like faster up and down. I think Luigi has considerably more time to dodge it. That's the other annoying thing about this. Bonetail is able to heal 20 HP. Thankfully, he can only do that a finite number of times. I believe it's 3. Actually, it may only be twice. I'm not sure. Regardless.
I think it was twice, but I could be wrong. He'll only do it a finite number of times, but it means he effectively has 240, 260 HP, and it basically means we're going to be here a little bit longer.
Yeah, I think it was Bowser in the original Paper Mario that healed 3 times. Yeah, I think this guy.
There's that stomp attack.
He only heals twice.
Yeah, Bonetail only having, I guess, 1 attack that does 8 damage. I mean, all of his attacks do 8 damage, but it's that consistent 8 damage at a time that, what do I want to say here? Oh, wow, look at that.
Well, there goes all your punies.
There's the disadvantage to punies. Thankfully, I do have a bingo slots in the works, which is nice. Almost would have been
Stylus
better to
flash.
use a almost would have been better to use a normal hammer there, so I could conserve that FP. Thankfully,
Oh, you nail it!
I nailed it.
Yeah.
/ lucked out. So I'll be getting that that audience back to half full.
There we go. It's interesting we were talking about audiences. I would like to point out, if you have toads in your audience, it throws off all of your math we were talking about earlier, and could mean that even if you don't have that specified audience number, you can refill a star gauge in a single
It's
attack.
true, if you had just toads, it would only take something like 40 with Unsimplifier, maybe, I think, 52 or 3 with Unsimplifier to kill it fully. But having any at all helps, for sure, since they count effectively as 3 audience members. Actually, that's not true. I think it's something around 70, probably, because you have to take the square root.
But either way, Toads is super awesome. Everything else but Dull Bones, okay.
I guess if
Interesting enough, I remember when I did this battle, I had Booze in my audience, and sometimes they'll come onto the stage and make Mario or his partner invincible. And that could buy you a little bit of extra time in this battle.
That's true, since it doesn't work on Bonetail, is it? They'll try on occasion. Guess I was wrong, yeah. Toads, yeah, about 50 of them. Yeah, you don't take the square root till afterwards. But yeah. Just a war of attrition.
That's definitely the case.
Starting to dip a bit in the HP and FP here.
Lucky!
Seems like I'm getting a lot of fog in this battle. I guess the Shy Guys are helping Eddie.
Hate fog. All the random little things in this game always seem to negatively affect me, and never the other person. I had really bad luck when I played through this game.
Oh no, they affect me very much so.
Oh man, I want to say this once happened to Warayoshi when he was doing his level 0 run. He told me that he was going against the final boss, doing good, and then the stage freezes him and he dies.
Oh.
I mean, technically you can guard that, but you'd never see it coming, since it's such a rare effect. Oh, notably, all of the stage jets are pointing at Mario here. That could be bad.
During my last playthrough of this game, I think my only death was in the X-Naut Fortress. I don't remember exactly what it was, but there's this one enemy that can immobilize you.
That's true.
And
the
it did.
X-Yatsus. Yeah, those are cross Yatsus, I guess, as the title says. But yes, they're really hard to, I don't know, in my experience, they're hard to guard when they have all of the mini X-Yatsus around them.
Yeah, as I think I was just fooling around and I wanted to tattle it and stuff like that. And then yeah, it immobilized me and my partner, and then just every turn it kept doing it until I was dead, and I had to redo like half an hour worth of work.
Yeah, so they shoot like 5 or 6 blasts at once, don't they? So they have multiple,
I think so.
Yeah. So even if one doesn't immobilize you, one of the 5 probably will. I guess it was wrong about the colors, because that one was green, wasn't it?
It was actually a purple.
Oh yeah, that one was purple? Okay.
It's funny, the status element colors should just make sense, but apparently they don't.
It's weird, because normally the motif for Fusion is like orange in this. Then again, the Ruin Bouter is purple, so I guess that makes sense. The Sleepy Stomp
Whatever
Bag
you
is green, so it sort of makes sense, I guess.
Possibly. It's like whatever, yeah, that color that just represents brain fudge. Here we go now, I'm trying to think of the times I've played this game and died, because I usually don't die when I play Thousand Year Door. I guess the biggest times I'm remembering is when I did my own run. I was playing it on the Dolphin emulator. And twice I died on the 60s floors. I think both times were due to cross prompts.
Freeze and
Small
Immobilize are just no fun at all. Yeah, I think the only time I died in the story was also the cross Yuxes. That figures. I mean, I was fully wrong, because I can super guard Z Yuxes. I wasn't expecting a different attack.
Small note, you don't nearly see Shy Guys run towards Mario all the time. If you look on the right there, there's that studio chair. There appears to be a cake on that chair.
Oh.
I didn't see it. I caught it just for a minute, but it looked like there was a cake on that like chair.
Oh, well, with any luck, we'll see that again. I'll have to watch that.
I've never looked at that.
I never noticed the backstage stuff.
No, I don't usually look either.
Neither do I. Normally I'm more fascinated about looking at Bonetail.
I've been looking
I guess
at him for the
after-
past 20 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. About to say.
Get a different perspective. Front of the back.
My eyes start to wander, and I just noticed it. I was like, wait a minute. There was a cake on that chair, or at least what looked like to be a cake. I wasn't sure. I'm gonna have to rewind it and look at it.
Yeah, the question is, do you eat that cake and recover full HP, or do you temporarily doze off? That is a question you'll have to ask yourself. Just letting you know, if you don't eat that cake, someone else will.
First time I played the game, I didn't eat either of the cakes. The first time I didn't trust it, and then after that I knew that the second time would definitely be bad, so I was like, yeah, not eating that.
I want to say I did the exact same thing you did, Higsby. Did you trust the cake, Evil Pop-Tart?
Not the first one. I ate the second one, though.
That's what I want you to do. I think I ate the first one. I don't remember if I did the second one. Then again, I didn't play this game when it came out. I played it a couple years, a few years afterwards.
I played this game around when it came out.
I think I got it the Christmas after.
Yes, same with me.
Sort of wearing them all down here. Got it below 50 at the very least.
I believe he's used all 3 of his heals, so...
We're almost there.
Interesting thing. At the end of this battle, just like the Shadow Queen one, you never get the 1 star point. The interesting thing is, though, if you look at the game data for him, you'll notice that he has a level XP of something like 1, so he'll never be at low enough level to get any experience for him. But he has a base XP stat, which I guess I never mentioned. Some of the kid enemies have it. But at any rate, he has a base XP of 99. Now, how that works for any other enemy, basically, you do the level subtraction. It's like subtract your level from Mario's, and then, or your level from the enemies, and then divide that by 2. Then you add whatever the base XP is, if you aren't at a higher level. So my guess is they just added that if you aren't at a higher level, they later in the development, that just made this battle worthless.
Again, while you were talking, you missed it. Shy Guy with the cake. And that was a cake. I saw it that time.
I wasn't paying attention. I was listening to JDA's
I know.
explanation.
I know. I wasn't going to cut him off either. I'm like, cake, cake! And I'm like, damn.
I suppose as a final topic for us to talk about, the badge you're going to get here is return posters, and there's not going to be much video after that, so we might as well talk about it. It is a badge that permanently gives Mario counter, and it's normally not that terribly useful because you're not in situations where you want Mario to take damage.
And it's
However, after doing this, you have 60 HP, and not a whole lot else to do. Why not throw return postage on, go to Charlatan, buy double ping, and watch everything suicide onto you?
use a spite bounce for the full effect. You'll double the effect. And zap that for good measure, add another 1.
Oh yeah. I didn't pay attention. How'd you make it down to 18 HP?
Just not getting missed and not super guarding. Here I am, the final blow. Oh, I guess I had more items than I thought. But yep, since I'm out of FP, thought I might as well finish him off in a flashy way. That wasn't going to be of much use outside of this anyway.
After a storm of lightning, the behemoth has fallen to something
And
from
he'll
it.
have 1 start point.
Yep. Oh hey Goombella, how are you doing?
I feel return postage would be a bit more useful if it didn't cost as much. It's a whopping 7 BP. And rank it up there with HP plus P and Defend plus P as 2 of the most ridiculously useless badges for their BP use.
Oh yeah. Like, I remember making it to the bottom of the Pit of Honor Trials for the first time, and I thought, wow, this badge looks really useful. It really isn't. Makes you wonder. But anyway, you did it! Wow. Wow.
Yep, and there we have it. 3.5 or so hours later, my partners are in no better shape than they were. I came out with a nice ultra shroom and a bunch of fancy badges at like 20 levels higher.
Hey, you're ready to conquer the rest of the game now.
Yep, at level 23, you'll kind of plow through. You can put that bump attack to good use at the very least.
Yep. So, congratulations, JD. You've accomplished something that I probably never would.
Yep, if you're into these challenge runs of Paper Mario, you should check out my flip side and flop side level 0 runs, where I start the flop side and flip side pits from Super Paper Mario with 0 points. Also, check out these guys' channels in the description. They're awesome.
Yay!
Lots of great Let's Plays and so forth.
Yep, I create Let's Plays. Andrew, you do random games of the days and Let's Plays and even more.
Mm-hmm. Collection
Evil
stuff.
Pop-Tart sometimes plays Super Mario Sunshine.
I'm just a voice.
But this has been JDH64.
And MilesLuigi.
And Higsby.
Yeah, and the Evil Pop-Tart.